I'm live. Okay. What's up, guys? So, I know it's late. I can't sleep and I need practice. So, if you saw my last live stream, it turned into some ASMR type shit. Sorry about that. But, anyways, yeah, so in this live stream, basically, I just wanted to discuss the player 2 option. I had a question in one of my previous live streams that asked if I'm trying to build a Chase ecosystem, should my player 2 build around other, build another ecosystem, like, I believe more specifically like American Express or City, just things of that nature. And in my opinion, just to go ahead and get everything kicked off, I would say that this is just my opinion. I wouldn't put this, on anyone else out there. But I would say that if you yourself are developing your Chase ecosystem, I think your player 2 should develop the same ecosystem. And the reason for that is obviously because the 524 rule. And then on top of that, I just think that UR points are, the sign-up bonuses, especially on the business side, those can accumulate points pretty quick, and you could potentially be sitting on, over 500,000 points between the two of you, if you're getting all of the same exact cards. Now, would it be okay to kind of sprinkle in maybe one or two other business cards from other issuers? I think yes. And, let me go ahead and backtrack. So most people don't even know what a player 2 is. So a player 2 is basically your significant other or someone who you plan on traveling with on a consistent basis, and you're trying to build, points up together and, take those YOLO trips, wherever you plan on going. Now, like I said, I'm sitting here trying to practice a little bit more, so forgive me. But I'm gonna let some people kind of get in here. I see I have 4 viewers and 4 likes, so I appreciate the likes. But I'm gonna go ahead and give, I guess, my 2 shout outs to my people. David, what's up, David? I appreciate you for stopping by, man. And PG, what's up, boy? I appreciate you for stopping by, my brother. So yeah, guys, if I always recommend going for the Chase cards first. Like I said, obviously 524. Then after that, you probably want to try to go for a Barclay card. And then, US Bank has that 6 inquiry. Is it 6 inquiries in 6 months? It might be. I'm not 100% on that. So if you know the answer to that question, put it in the comments and help the community out. But I know they're very inquiry sensitive, especially if you're, trying to just hit sign-up bonuses and you're just constantly churning cards. I think, that's where it's kind of tough to get in with them. And also I think you have to have a relationship with US Bank before you can even attempt to apply for one of their cards. And if you don't know what kind of cards I'm talking about, like the Altitude Reserve is one of them. That's probably their premier card. It is one of their high annual fee cards as well. So just make sure you guys know what you're getting yourselves into before you actually start, applying for cards. So if you guys have a player 2, just put it down in the chats. If you're if you're here, like I said, I see I have about 4 people in the chats. But I'm basically just trying to get used to doing live streams on my own. And last time it was completely just horrible. At least I thought so. So I'm just gonna kind of talk and try to familiarize myself with just feeling comfortable with being online. That's live, because this is raw footage. Basically, I can't go back into my editing software and just cut everything up. So yeah, so I see PG, you said 2 lives at once. Let's go. Man, you know what? It was just spur of the moment. I was sitting there watching Tech's live stream with Dustin, and I made my little cameo on that live stream, but I just felt like, I can't sleep right now, so yeah, just decided to hop on a live stream and see how it was going to go. Yeah, so I figured I could use the practice, and hopefully there's some people up right now. I don't know, so if you share this video out, guys, I'd really appreciate it. And just participate down in the comments, or at least in the chats, so I can so I can go ahead and get moving. Oh, nice. So sorry, my phone vibrated. The Cubs beat the Reds 8-2. So yeah, go Cubs. So another thing I wanted to talk about was, I tried to talk about the green card the other day, and I didn't, my live stream was horrible. So Braveheart, what's up, brother? I appreciate you coming here, man. I appreciate it a lot. So David says, Flash, let me get on the show before TEC gets me. Let me see. Hey, man, I can try to bring you on for sure if you want to come on. I'm cool with it. I'm not a pro at bringing people in, but yeah, man. Just he's on Braveheart's on both. That's what's up, Braveheart. You're a true loyalist fan, man. That's real stuff, man, for sure. So yeah, guys, like I said, my first live stream probably went about as bad as it could get. So yeah, I'm just trying to get better at it. But I was trying to talk about the green card the other day, and a few things came out about the green card, and basically they're not going to release what their bonus categories are going to be until they say until the end of the year. But I think they're basically, they made the green card look just the way the platinum and the gold card look now, the metal versions, but it's going to be made from recycled plastic through, is it Parlay, I believe? I don't know. I guess it's a place in Brazil, but Brazil, didn't they have like some pollution problem like whenever they had the Olympics? I don't know. I'm not hating on Brazil. I think Brazil's a dope place, would be a dope place to go visit, but yeah. Press on. Oh yeah, press on. Sorry, man. Yeah, you're probably just talking about just press on, keep pressing on. Yeah, I appreciate it, Joe. Yeah, so with the green card, there's all these rumors talking about you're gonna get what is it? You're gonna get 4x on gas. You're gonna get 3x on streaming. I think the streaming category is crap, in my opinion. That's not really gonna entice me to put my spending on the green card, with streaming, because with my streaming, I put it on the Ink Cash and I get 5x. And I've heard people say, I'm not seeing 5x for my streaming, but for me, Netflix, HBO Go or HBO Now, whatever it is. And, things like that. Like I put all of that on, on my Ink Cash, and I get 5x on that. So I'd prefer to get 5x over 3x. In the grand scheme of things, it's 2 points, but 2 points over the course of a year can make a pretty big difference, especially when you're just trying to build up points a lot faster. So yeah, guys, I'm curious though I really hope it's not streaming, to be honest. I hope that they pick a different category other than streaming, because that's not very competitive in my opinion. Hopefully the sign-up bonus is competitive. Hopefully it's like a 30,000 MR points. That would be nice. I would actually apply for it. If it's going to be 4x on gas, then I would probably do that, and that would actually make me use my Amex green card when I apply for it on my gas, because at the moment I'm using my Chase Freedom card on gas because it gets you 5x on gas. But when the Chase Freedom is not available for that gas category, then I can earn MR points, and I'd rather have those 2 points, like those flexible currencies, rather than have gas, or rather than put my gas on one of my hotel branded cards, which will earn me like 4x or I can't remember, but hotel points aren't as valuable as you know, the Chase Ultimate Rewards and the membership rewards with American Express. So you know, how do I sound, guys? Do I sound all right? Is it not loud enough? Am I too loud? Like, what is it? Not, you know, like I said, have people sleeping, so I'm the only one who can't sleep, so I'm trying not to talk too loud. You know, there's a little bit of an echo here. I'm trying to get this place a little soundproof, but you know, it takes money to improve your setup, and right now my channel's not able to monetize, so you know, I just, you know, I've already put a lot of money, of my own money, into building what I have now, so yeah. But anyways, what's up, PG? I appreciate you for stopping by, man. So I'm looking at some questions, and I see Braveheart saying that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, you know, like I really just don't. So another rumor, I just heard it, you know, here on Tech's channel, was that the green card was going to do the as Amazon Prime. If they do that and they keep the annual fee at $95, like, that's a win right there, because I pay for Prime, you know, and that would, I mean, I'd take that in a heartbeat if, you know. Now, the one thing is, though, with American Express, when they refresh that Gold card, they increase the annual fee. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they might have given you a perk or something like that, like the airline fee, the, you know, the $120 dining credit, all that shit. But I think if they add Prime and keep, I would be very surprised if they keep that annual fee at $95. Or is it $99, $95? I don't know. But, you know, in the 90s. And if they did, I mean, that card is like, just the applications are going to skyrocket, in my opinion. I think they're going to just, you know, go through the roof. They're going to, you know, I think with the Gold card, they were saying, hey, we have too many applications. Your Gold card is not going to come in for a while, whatever it is, you know. We'll send you a temporary card so you can use it, you know, immediately through, you know, maybe your mobile payment or even online, whatever it is. And, you know, I can't, now if they raise the annual fee, I can't really see myself, you know, applying for it then, just because the way American Express has, you know, the way they're trending in terms of, like, whenever they refresh a card, they always tend to go towards the higher side on the annual fee. Like, well, obviously it's always going to be on the higher side because it's more than what it previously was. But what I'm saying is, like, it could go from like $95 to, I would be cool if it went from $95 to $125. But if it went from $95 to like $175, then that's probably going to be a negative on my part. And they would have to add some other things, because Amazon Prime probably wouldn't. I don't care. I'd rather just pay for it, in my opinion. So that's just me. So yeah, I mean, you know, I'm hoping that something, you know, I'm really looking for it would be nice if Chase would refresh like the the CSP, but that's probably not ever gonna happen. And you know, I mean, I'm a big Chase guy, so I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, I like transferring, like, don't get me wrong, like, I love using my Gold card on dining and groceries now, but I probably have about 115,000 MR points, and they're just low. They're just sitting there, you know. And this will tell you something. So when I first applied for my Gold card, you know, everyone was doing the referral bonus. You know, like when you sign up with the referral link and you get the 50K bonus. I didn't do that, and the only reason why I didn't do that was because I wasn't sure if I was going to get approved for the card or not, because my credit score was probably, let me see, I'm trying to think. It was probably like, well, for me, I always feel like the higher the better your chances are. I wasn't aware at that time that American Express was pretty lenient, and I think my credit score was around 725. Like, now it's at like 780, but you know, before, at that time, it was 725. So you know, I wasn't sure if I was going to get approved for it. And so basically what I did was I just went on Credit Karma, and they showed me my approval odds, and it was like, you have good approval odds. So I was like, okay. They said, we'll let you know in 30 seconds if you've been approved. So I was apprehensive to apply for it in the first place, and that 30 seconds just seemed like the longest 30 seconds ever. And so when I got approved, I was like, okay. I only got 25,000 bonus for the 2K spend, but I haven't had the card for that long. I think I'm coming up on my annual fee for the year, so I'm gonna try to see if they'll do a retention bonus. But if that green card comes up, then so for me, it's like I'm not able to get this year. I'm not gonna be able to get the full airline credit, right? So I'm missing out on that already. Last year I was able to, which was like, I think I got the card back in October or something like that, and basically, I'm almost coming up on my year, and I've been doing a lot of dining out, so obviously you guys can tell if I have 115,000 MR points and I only had a 25,000 point bonus. So I'm putting a lot of groceries, I'm putting a lot of dinner on that card for sure. But I think that's like, I say that, and let me see. Oh, I actually have a video coming out in the morning at 5 a.m. Most of you guys don't know, but I had about 25 videos already made, and I was going to start uploading them onto YouTube and start getting them, posted out. And I lost all of them. Basically, I had my stuff in a box, in a container, and it accidentally got donated. Not by me. So just to let you guys know, because I would never do that. And so I lost all 25 videos. So I'm having to start back up from scratch. That's why I'm trying to do these live streams, keep myself, in the mix of everything. And I guess, if I'm going to do it, there's no better way to do it other than, just to hop on here, talk to you guys, and, see how it goes. Now, if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and ask them in the chats. If I know the answer to it, I'll do my best to answer. And if I don't, then, I'll hit you guys I'll share the screen, make sure you guys are able to, get onto the computer, and, we can look at it together. So, let's see. I hope they don't raise the annual fee. Yeah, they really are fee heavy. I agree, PG. I guess that's the only downside to American Express. Like, everyone wants to be affiliated with them, but if you have the platinum and the gold, what is that? $550, $250. That's $800 right off the rip right there. And I think for me right now, I probably have in total about maybe 600 or 700 in annual fees over the course of the year, but they're all spread out pretty significantly. And I'm not exactly sure if that's right. Let me see. I have the gold card, $250. I have the Surpass card, $95, right? So what is that? $345, right? Then I have the Marriott Bonvoy Amex at $95, right? So tack on that, was at another $440, I think. I'm doing it off the top of my head, I don't know. What else do I have? Oh yeah, I have the CSP, $95, but I don't think actually, I haven't had to pay the CSP annual fee yet, because when I got it, it was waived, and I think it was waived for 2 years, because I still haven't had to pay an annual fee. So yeah, and then what do I have? What else? I have the CIP, Chasing Preferred, and so that's another $95 right there. So I take that back. It's not around 700. It's around 500, and with one Amex card you're going to pay $550. So that's the only downside. If you're a frequent traveler, the platinum card is ideal for you, but there are other cases where some could argue that there's other travel cards that might be better. And I've seen quite a few of the people out there, make those arguments in their videos, and I think they're valid points. But I mean, come on, it's American Express. The Platinum card is the Platinum card. You get so many perks with it. If you're able to actually utilize those credits, then, I mean, you can easily come out on top, $1,000 a year, and that negates the annual fee entirely. So I think that's it's solid if you're able to get those credits, I think. Now, the only issue I have with American Express is that the credits are hard to get. Like, it's such a hassle to get the credits. So it's, you, like with my dining credit, like I literally have to remember if I've redeemed the dining credit every month, and it's only $10. Like, that's too much of a hassle to get $10. Like, if they want people to sign up for the cards, if they want people to just be loyal for them, like, they need to make things a little bit easier to get. And I know they're hoping that you don't get it so they don't have to give you that money, but I mean, what's the point of having it? What's the point of offering it if you're not going to allow your people to really benefit from it, So I'm going to turn to a question here. Any tips for someone who just got the gold card? Yeah, actually. So my video tomorrow is a new tip for the gold card. It has to do with the airline hack. And, as of now, it's been completely dead in the water. And, I wanted to share a little bit of information that we were able to get from the live stream chats about the gold card hack. And so, I think if, make sure you're able to justify paying that $250 annual fee if you get it. Also, be mindful that, if you don't pay what they say, like your statement, if you don't pay your statement balance, basically, that your points are going to be, basically, you're not going to have any points by the end of that statement, so you're going to have to wait until the next statement to try to earn points, and that's only because you didn't pay the statement balance. So I think my statement is like 600 and something. Let me see, my statement, it's due October 5th, and I think the statement's like 600 or 700. I don't mind. Like, I'm obviously going to pay it because I want my points, for one, and for two, I just pay my shit off on time, and I don't like, leaving the balances on there. So that's pretty much it. Tim Williams, thank you for stopping by. Yes. Yeah, that's actually pretty good, Tim. So he's saying use the Amex deals. Yeah, I completely agree. Using the Amex deals, they come in handy. But you also have to make sure that you read the terms and conditions, I think, because, they can be a little tricky. And I'll give you guys an example. Case in point, I was going to Mexico, and I saw an offer saying, spend $500 at a Hilton, and we'll give you $200 or $300 back. I can't remember. And I was going to spend well over $500 for my stay there. But for me, I always tried to work the system as best as possible. So I signed up as a Hilton Honors member, like the base member or whatever it was. This was before I got the Surpass card. And basically, I normally read every detail of what goes on with that deal. And what happened was I went for the cheapest rate, right? And basically the offer had stated in the terms, like, this offer does not work on an advance purchase, right? So basically I was hoping to get like at least $300 back after I spent, however much I did, and I was unable to to redeem that offer because I didn't read the terms and conditions. So that's one thing that I would suggest, that always make sure, like, whenever you're trying to use an offer or something like that, like, always make sure you read the terms before you actually use the card for that offer, because then you're going to be feeling salty that American Express didn't give you your deal, when in fact it was actually your fault for not reading the terms of the deal. So that's just my my take on it. Saul Mendez, what's up, brother? I appreciate you stopping by, man. Let's see. I'm just looking at the chats right here, guys, so I'm just trying to make sure that I stay up to date on the questions. So Braveheart, what were you I'm sorry, I was trying to see what you're referring to. You said you saw it, but it was for Europe only. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I saw that too. It was saying something like spend 500 on a trip to Europe or something like that. And yeah. That's pretty in line with what I saw, I believe, just recently. But you know what? There's obviously you're going to get more luxurious deals. Like when it comes to like, if you see like the offers, the Amex offers, like you're going to see more luxurious, more finer, hotels or more finer brands, like more upscale brands. And, if you look at some of the Chase offers, like I think they're really, they're obviously trying to target two different markets. And Amex obviously personifies like status, like higher social status, a little bit of wealth maybe. And I feel like Chase is kind of like their offers kind of lead more towards the average consumer who will go to like AutoZone or Home Depot or, Lowe's, something like that, Walmart, whatever it is. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen a Walmart. Yeah, actually I have. Petco. I remember I used to get some deals for PetSmart. That's what it was. It was PetSmart. So I used to get some deals for my boxer and my Boston Terrier, and I'd go buy their food, and it was get like 5%, 5% for every dollar, whatever it is, at PetSmart. And I mean, I'm spending a little over $100 a month on food for dogs, so that kind of came in handy right there. I wouldn't have been able, like, Amex is not going to show anything for PetSmart. They're going to show you like, the Palms, restaurant or anything like that. I mean, you're gonna see the more luxurious deals on Amex for sure. So me personally, I'll just kind of gauge what I'm really looking for in that specific month, and then I'll just look through both. That's kind of what I do. But I mean, the offers, if you utilize the offers, you can definitely make out pretty well, every month, I think. So that's just, what I think. Okay, so I'm coming back. I'm going to look at the chats again. Smash that like button. Nate and Jess, thank you guys for showing up. I know you guys were with tech. So just to fill you guys in, like I wasn't trying to steal any thunder from tech. Would never do that. Just can't sleep. So basically I just felt like my last live stream was ass. So I needed to redeem myself and, just get some practice in. So that's basically what I'm doing right now. Okay, let's see. Okay, so David asked a question. Is it worth... No, actually it wasn't David, sorry. It's Braveheart. So I always see the Amex, and so, sorry Braveheart, it says Chase or Amex on there. But when I see the Amex, I thought it was David. But Braveheart asked the question, is it worth using the Amex Gold card versus the CSR for hotels? So I know Amex has the, the Fine Hotels collection, I believe. I hear that I've never used it, but I've looked it up a couple times because I've thought about booking a couple hotels through it. And, from my understanding, you get a hotel credit, or, they give you like some type of credit to, like $100, I believe. And I guess it really just depends. In my opinion, because that $100 basically is like, that's free $100 for just booking through Amex, and then on top of that, I think you get 3x points booking through the Gold card. So I think that's a pretty good option. And with the CSR, I don't know, does Chase have any? See, honestly, look, like, I'm so oblivious to what they offer for hotels for Chase, just because I rather redeem my points with Hyatt, or, with a Hyatt hotel, or like, just anything like that, just to get the free stay at the hotel. So I haven't had any experience booking or even bothering searching for hotels through Chase. So if they do, guys, let me know down in the chats, and so that way I can, someone who might be rewatching this, they can have that information steady for them. So okay, so I'm going to come back here. So Will Walker, can you verify that, can you kind of clarify that question? I'll come back to you, but I appreciate you for stopping by, man. Flash, are banks concerned about, what would they be concerned about? If you can clarify that, and then, I'd be happy to answer that question. So Nathan just said, Flash, you got to pick up some Amazon gift cards from the gas station at 5X with the Freedom, then use the Amazon gift card to buy PetSmart cards. Oh, I appreciate that. So, no worries, Flash. I just posted a link to the live cast on. Oh, hey, I appreciate it, Nate and Just. Thank you so much. Justin, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? I caught some of the live stream last night with you, and you're an interesting guy, man. You're definitely an interesting guy, and you actually have a really good amount of knowledge about this hobby. And I always hear you talking about the manufacturer spending that you're able to do, and how you get your status matches through the Hilton status match through Diamond status. And for me, I always think, like, I definitely want to get the Aspire card, and I think that's a good way to, obviously, to get the Hilton status matches, obviously doing it through Wyndham and then going to Caesars and everything like that. But it's still kind of up in the air, just because, like I said, if people don't, if you don't really know me, or if you don't, watch Tech's channel, when I want to get the Hyatt card. And I'm sorry, my voice is trembling a little bit. I want to get the Hyatt card, and I honestly, like, I'm kind of over, like, pretty much, like, done, fed up, like, with having to deal with how I'm going to strategize for 524, and so, I had the idea that I was going to apply for another business card and stay underneath it, but honestly, I'd probably rather take the personal inquiry and take the personal credit that they're going to give me from that card, and shoot my score up a little bit more. I mean, just because, I think here in the next year or so, I'll be ready to buy another house. And I think it's just, I'm trying to dabble into some real estate investing. So, I want to make sure that lenders are going to be able to feel confident that, they're going to, they're putting their faith, or, whatever have you, in the right person. So I just want to look like a good borrower. That's pretty much it. So I really just want to be over 524, and I just want to take that if I'm going to take a hit to my personal credit, because obviously when you get business cards, you're going to take a hit to your personal credit score, and basically then I want it to actually affect my credit score, so that's pretty much all I'm thinking about. Let's see, I'm gonna show that. Saul Mendez, yeah, man, I love the Flash. Barry Allen's the shit. So my first live stream, he was asking, Tech, Oh shit, hey, what's up, Tech? You're here, brother. What's up, man? I appreciate it. Hey man, don't worry about the technical difficulties. It's all good, brother. Like, I mean, I knew like it would have been tough just to bring me in, and we kind of kicked Dustin out, and I didn't want to ruin, I mean, because I'm sure like, it's tough to get some of these guys in, and for me, you and I, we do one every Monday, so it's all good. So let me see. I'm gonna go through. So Will Walker, he's saying best way to meet minimum spend on business cards. Now, I mean, honestly, you can use like there's no way there's no way for the bank to like determine whether or not you're using the business card for personal spending or business spending. So it's not going to raise any red flags. So honestly, I would say, keep it in line with what your personal spending is. People don't like to commingle, but if you're someone who's applying for the card as a sole prop, then I mean, who cares? And that's my opinion. Other people may suggest otherwise, but I had the Inc. Unlimited card, and then I also had the Hilton Surpass card, and I applied for those two cards literally within like 12 minutes of each other, right? And that's very unlike my behavior in terms of like applying for credit cards. I usually span it out about 35 days or so, 45 days, and I applied for both the cards at the same time, and I got approved for both of them, but I had to do personal spending at that time. I do have my own business, but at that time I had a lot of personal spending that I needed to meet. And so basically I put both, I put both my minimum spends on both of the cards. One was a personal, one was a business, and I still got the points. So I think, if you just keep it in line with your regular spending, you're going to be fine. Let me see. What else is in here? Okay, you know what? Let me move this over here. That's better. Maybe it doesn't. Well, that actually didn't work. Okay. Oh, still didn't work. Okay. Maybe I'm trying to get this screen. Nope, not gonna work. Anyways, so okay, let me see some other questions. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. James, what's up, brother? Kobe. Hey, one thing you may not know about me. Well, I rarely share like personal information. So like, I always debated whether or not I wanted to broadcast that, I have a child. I have my daughter, and just because. I think it's it's different, not really, when you don't really know people personally, to throw some of your personal life out there. There are some things that I definitely won't share, but yeah, so you say, hello, Kobe. I actually played basketball in college, so that's a little bit of something about me, and so people don't know that, and yeah, so anybody want to have a 3-point contest? I'm rusty, but I'll probably still, sniper you down with my shot. I'm just letting you know. And I'm not. I can talk it and I can walk it. So I'm just letting you know. You know that song from Migos? Walk it like I talk it. 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 Okay, never mind. I'm not that good at singing, obviously, and it's late, and my voice just sounds like. I think I might need some tea, like some honey tea or something. No, I'm just messing with you guys. I'm still nervous, guys. Like, my voice, I feel is still trembling. So yeah, I'm still a little nervous, but I'm pushing through. Let me see. Okay. Oh yeah, he said go Bears. Yeah, so Nate and Jess were actually pretty upset that the Bears won. I was happy And sometimes I actually forget that they're in Denver, and that I mean, it makes sense, when he's. So I had a message from Nate and Jess, and they were like, or on the chats, and they were like, when they kicked the field goal, I was like Darth Vader in Revenge of the Sith, and I told him like I could hear it in my head, and he's like sitting there asking like, "Where's Padme?" He's like, "You killed her," and he's like, "No." So I could totally see it. Like, it's just hilarious. Like, you had me cracking up, and people were just looking at me like, why are you laughing? Because I was watching the live stream through my phone. So yeah, moving around, I watch it through my phone, and I always try to stay tuned into a text channel. But it just had me just rolling, and people just were staring at me all awkward. But it's all good. I don't really care. Okay, so let's get back into credit cards. How about that? Hilton Biz keeps you under 524. Yeah, no inquiries either if you have multiple. Yeah. The crazy thing is though, is I actually had an issue with Amex because I had their gold card, and then I applied for the Bonvoy card, right? When they had their 100,000 point sign up offer back in March, and they actually hit my credit. And I had to call them and say, hey, like, what's going on? Like, why? They actually hit it twice. They hit it once for me, and then they hit it for my player 2 because I was trying to reach a sign-up bonus a little faster because it is a 5,000 spend in the 3 months. So they hit it for my player 2 because I added an employee card, and I was actually pretty upset about that. I had to, I think it took them like 3 months to resolve that because I had to call over and over again, and I never tried to, I was trying to avoid that many inquiries, so that's why I applied for that card, because I knew the Amex wouldn't take an inquiry from me, but it ended up being a hard pull, and I was just kind of pissed, and they ended up removing it, but it was a hassle. Let me see. Can't use the ink cards to pay for daycare. We're stuck using Chase Freedom Unlimited 3 days for now. I would love to hit some min spend quicker. Yeah, I'm curious. Why can't you use the ink cards to pay for daycare? I'm just curious. Like, if you can put that in the chats, I'd appreciate it, so I can relay that message to anyone who might be doing the same. If you're in a scenario like holding queries and open accounts. Brian 22, what's up, brother? I appreciate you showing up. Yeah, man, he says that kick was legit. It really was legit. Like, I can't even tell you. So I'm in Houston, and everyone's a fake Texans fan around here. If I can't get on board with Houston sports just because, I'm sorry, everyone, it's all about social status, whatever it is. You go there just to say that you went, so you can get on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and say, oh, look, I'm at the game. It's almost like that, like popularity contests over here, and there's no like loyalist fans. I mean, there probably are, but for the majority, yeah, the Astros won the World Series, all that crap. You go to an Astros game, they're not really paying attention to the Astros game. I'm sorry. I've been when they played the Cubs and all that stuff, but the atmosphere for sports is just not as it is with like places like Green Bay, places like let's say Boston, New York, Chicago, those places. So yeah, I mean, I can't get on board. So it's just a lot of fake Bears, not a lot of fake Bears, but a lot of fake Texans fans, and they were all just staring at me when I saw the kick. And yeah, anyways, I said I was gonna get back into cards, and I see comments from my Bears people, and it makes me want to speak on it. Okay, let me see. Altitude reserve, very good. Yeah. So, Justin, I see that you, I think you mentioned in your, and you know, when you were with Tech last night on the live stream, that you were going to, you're trying to, you know, minimize your inquiries, so that way you can get, you know, get into like US Bank and you know, those types of card issuers. Now, the crazy thing is that I actually thought about opening an account with the US Bank. There's none around here. that well, I've tried searching, and you know, a lot of them are like permanently closed. So I was in Chicago and came across a US Bank, and I was like, I wonder if I should open an account so that way I can have a relationship with them, because down the road I would eventually want to get the Altitude Reserve. It seems like a pretty solid card. You know, the thing with me is, it's like I have to see some type of benefit when I'm applying for a card. And I always feel like, you know, like I get people, like, let me see. So for instance, I'll tell people, hey, I just came back from Chicago. You know, I took my nephew, you know, and, you know, I took my significant other, and we went basically for taxes. And they were like, well, what are the taxes? And I would tell them, you know, they were like $11. They're like, so you spent about $33? I was like, yeah. And they're like, how? And basically I tell them points. And so I try explaining everything, and I'm like, look, you know what, like, go to my channel if you want to understand this stuff a little bit more, and I would lead them to some of the other people's channels as well. I'm not stingy in any way. I mean, you know, some other people might have a better video than me, who knows? Well, more than likely, because I'm still pretty new to YouTube in general. But you know, I try to explain everything to them, and they're, you know, they still just, you know, they're like, okay, so what cards should I apply for? And I'm like, okay, well, how many cards have you applied in the last 2 years? Like, you know, what's your most recent card? How's your credit score looking? Like, you know, do you have any like negative, derogatory, you know, comments on your credit report, anything like that? Do you have any foreclosures? Do you have any repos, anything like that, right? And most of the time they'll be like, no. And so you suggest cards, and then they're like, you know what? I think I'm gonna get they're like, what's that commercial? What's in your wallet? I'm like, why are you gonna do that? You won't qualify for a venture card or anything like that. And if you're trying to get into points and miles, like, that's not the way to go. And I always tell them, like, chase first, then you can do whatever the hell you want after that. And you know, it's almost like beating a dead horse. Is that the saying? Is that beating a dead horse? I don't know. I'm starting to get a little tired now. That's the thing. I think I'm starting to like this whole live stream late at night. I can see why Tech does it, because he gets tired. I'm getting tired of shit. So I'm getting parched. I'm gonna take a sip. Fiji. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so I mean, it gets kind of difficult when you're trying to explain the whole points and miles game to people. And I think, you know, if you can just make videos, it just seems, it makes more sense. But I'm gonna come back into here. So let's see, Chase told us we could only use it for business spend, and it would come up under childcare. We were thinking would be hard to justify if they asked. Oh, okay. So that's why you're not allowed to use the ink cards. You know, okay, so this is my take on it. Like, the only time I can see them actually, like with your ink cards, Nate and Jess, the only time I can actually see them so the only time I can see Chase actually asking any questions about childcare is if you were to call and dispute a charge, and then they actually have to go into your account and look at the charges and like, oh, this is, this is childcare, so this does not qualify as a business, purchase, anything like that. but I really don't think that, I mean, I could be wrong, and maybe I feel like the representative might have misinformed you, and because like I've done a ton of personal spending on my business cards, and they're not hitting me up, talking about, hey, we're going to claw back this bonus because, all of your purchases didn't show up as business, related items. And I mean, that's just my opinion. I would give it a shot. I'm just saying, just one. Get one card. See if you can get the bonus that way. And if they say something, say, oh, sorry, I wasn't aware, just play dumb and see what happens. And, if they end up taking the bonus back, then, so be it. But at least you're possibly still able to keep those points that you earned through that regular spending. I know, obviously, you don't want to risk getting, on Chase's bad list, but like I said, I've done a lot of personal spending on my business cards, and I've even had to call and dispute for my Chasing Preferred because my wallet was stolen, and basically, so my wallet was stolen, and I had my Chasing Preferred in there, and I wanted to make sure that it wasn't getting used, and basically I had to call them, let them know, my car was broken into. It's the only time that I've ever left anything in my car like that. So my car was broken into, and then they took my wallet, had everything in there, so I canceled all my cards, everything like that. And they were looking at the previous purchases, and they were like, okay, was it here at this place, was it here at this place, did you make these charges? And I'm like, yep, that was all me. And they were like, okay, well, we're just gonna cancel the card, we're gonna issue a new number, and we'll have you with a new card in 3 to 4 days. I said, okay, cool. So I would try with one, maybe get the the Ink Unlimited, no annual fee, or even the Ink Cash, no annual fee, and you're still potentially still going to be able to get those 50,000 ultimate rewards points. I wouldn't go based off of what one representative tells you, because they know that if you're asking that question, that potentially you might be into churning credit cards, right? And so to basically kind of discourage you from doing that and putting that spend on that card, they're going to tell you no, right? So they're like, why would I tell you yes? It's not a business expense. Why would I tell you yes? And then, you get a bonus, and then you get money from us, for free, basically, right? So I would say that that's the reason why they might have said that. And I would never call Chase and just ask them. I would just do it. And then if they call me, then I'm just going to be like, well, maybe you guys should be a little bit more clear on what qualifies as a business purchase, because in the grand scheme of things, there's no verbiage in the card member agreement that disqualifies childcare or anything like that. Like, it doesn't specifically say like, hey, childcare is not a business purchase. So that's, one could argue that. So I'm just saying. So let's see. James saying, any chance Houston Rockets make it to the NBA Finals? No chance whatsoever. I'm sorry. No chance. None whatsoever. None. As long as they have whack-ass James Harden, they're not making it to the finals. I don't like him. Sorry. I met the guy too. He's a jerk. So, yeah. And he wasn't even a jerk to me. I just looked at him and saw he was being an ass to other people. And yeah, he's full of himself. I can tell you that. Especially here, everyone would be. They jump at a chance to meet him, and it's funny. Me personally, though, like, I don't ever. Like, I saw one guy. There's some players that were from Houston that played in the NBA, and they're not Marcus, Morris. I forget what. two brothers. One, I think the one that plays for the Memphis Grizzlies, he still might play for the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't know, but I saw him when I was going to Mexico. We were on the same flight, and I don't get fascinated by that because, at the end of the day, people are trying to live their life, and they must get it all the time. So I just see him. I'm like, oh shit, cool, bye. Anyways, let's move on. Can you book a trip to hit minimum spend with the Ink Business Cash Card? Yeah, I don't see Kenny. So that's a question from Kenny Hernandez. He's saying, can you book a trip to hit minimum spend with the Ink Business Cash Card? Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. Because technically, if you're booking a trip like airline and hotel, that could be viewed as business travel. So I would say, yeah, like go for it, man. Like anytime anything comes in regards as travel, like I think that that's definitely no way for them to determine whether or not it's for business purposes or personal. Like you could always say, hey, I had a business lunch over there. Like you really went wherever you went just for a lunch. All you have to say is yes. I mean, who cares? The banks take advantage of everyone. So I would say if you have a personal trip and you want to put it on a card to hit the minimum spend, then do it, because when are you going to have the opportunity to hit that minimum spend a lot faster like that? Now, if you're booking the trip and you don't have the money in the bank for the trip and you're trying to use it, then I would say no, don't do it. Because I'm a firm believer, if you don't have the money in the bank to pay the card off, then you shouldn't. But then again, it is the Ink Cash Card. It comes with, 15 months? No APR, like no interest for 15 months on that card. So if you felt like holding, that's completely up to you. But I think that's bad practice. That's, I wouldn't recommend that to anybody. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. Any more questions, guys? How long have I been going for? Oh shit, I've been going for almost an hour. Man, my girl always says, you talk a lot. I say, yeah, why do you think I got YouTube? And this actually works. I can just kind of talk and yeah, oh well. I'm gonna see if I can see any more questions in here. I see I have 14 in there and 21 likes. I appreciate the likes, guys. I really appreciate it. Let me see. Braveheart, I appreciate the endorsement, man. Like the video. I appreciate it. Let's see. They will deny you for a checking account if no local branch to your address. I went in branch in Las Vegas and they said no as well. Okay, well, I appreciate that, because then that will save me time. That will save me time on, if I were to go try to, because if I would have tried to apply, then I guess I would have found out then for the US Bank account. But yeah, I appreciate that, Justin. So apparently if there is no branch close to your location, then they will deny you. They will not allow you to get a US Bank. Okay. Can you apply for an account online? I guess that's the other question, because there's always ways around, this stuff. I mean, people always go roundabout ways, I think I saw a Capital One commercial today, and they were talking about, we have Capital One cafes. Like, are you really going to go drink some coffee at Capital One? No, I don't. If I'm in the bank, I'm not there to hang out. I'm sorry. It's not Starbucks, okay? Like, nobody's going into a Capital One cafe to go work on their, dissertation or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way that's happening. So, like, it's pointless. They're saying they're, reinventing the whole thing, whatever. No, you're not. Sorry. Like, banks should just deal with money, not with food. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. But does it really matter? No, not really. James, no, not all of them. Not all Chase cards are subject to 524. So, for instance, the ink cards, I believe. Now, Tech could probably help me with this. Is the United Explorer business card subject to 524? Anybody in the chats? I mean, I don't know for sure because I don't have the card. Otherwise, I'd be able to tell you. But I know the ink cards don't. So that's why, if you're trying to stay under 524 and you have, like for me, I think I was at like 324 for the longest. And then I decided to, or I was at 424 for the longest. And I was hitting all the ink card sign up bonuses. And finally, the Surpass card put me right at 524. And then I got out of 524 and went back to 424 August, like 15th, 16th, something like that. So let's see. Do they have free donuts? I don't know. I'm not going into the Capital One cafes for free donuts. Oh man. Okay, so Tech's saying that it doesn't add to your 524, James. So yeah, so for right now, those are the 4 cards that I know of that. Well, and I think the Southwest cards as well, because I was considering applying for the Southwest business cards as well, just to try to get the companion pass. And I was thinking about it. I really want to get the companion pass, but I would have to take those inquiries here pretty soon and hit the bonuses by January. Now, could I do it? Yes. Do I want to have to worry about trying to hit sign-up bonuses? Well, I guess, it's Christmas and all that. My daughter's birthday's coming up next month. So she's turning 1. So, when do you go all out? I guess you kind of go all out for your child, and you try to make, personally, they're turning 1 year old. Like, if I don't remember my 1-year-old birthday. So do you guys? If you do, then shit, you ever seen that movie Lucy, where she like uses all of 100% of her brain and she remembers crap when she was a baby, all that stuff? Like, that's probably you. You're not human, just saying. But anyways, yeah, I'm not sure if I want to deal with that hassle and have to maintain more cards. It would be nice though, because then I would definitely hit some domestic trips with Southwest. Maybe try to see if I can figure out how to get to Hawaii on Southwest. Maybe go to the Cayman Islands. They do have those flights out there. So, it would be nice, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So now look at me. I'm talking about getting that companion pass and flying for free places. Like, shit, now you guys are going to get me in trouble. I'm going to go sign up for these damn business cards, and then I'm going to hit these sign up bonuses, and I'm going to be, flying everywhere on Southwest and shit. And, Tech's going to make fun of me because I'm flying Southwest, But I know you say you don't fly Southwest, but I'm not going to lie. Had a pretty good experience with them on my way up there to Chicago, and then on the way back it was pretty crappy. I felt like someone had like rubbed boogers like all over the back seat, and they just like, when they like turned black, like all the dirt, it was like that. Like, there was no way I was putting my head on the back seat to sleep, right? So yeah, so that was bad. The takeoff was bad. The landing, like the guy, you guys ever seen like the first Iron Man movie, and he's, test driving test flying the suit, and then all of a sudden he's like, kill power, and he falls through the ceiling. Basically, I feel like that's what the damn pilot did. Like, we were going and he's like, oh, we're just landing, and just drop. And I'm just like, have whiplash and stuff, it's crazy. So, okay, let me see. Tech, I got a free breakfast burrito from the Capital One Cafe on bike to work day. That's pretty cool name, Jess. You should talk to a few banks, including Chase, see if you can get away with companion pass and mortgage. Well, yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. You know, they're offering, is it 50,000 points? Offering 50,000 points for a mortgage, I believe so. That's pretty cool. But I mean, at what interest rate? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think everything depends on the interest rate, and who knows if they're going to be willing to give you what you're able to get with other lenders. You know what I'm saying? So like, your dream home might cost 225, 250, right? But Chase doesn't feel comfortable lending that to you to be able to close a deal, and you know, then they're only offering like 185, 195. Well, then guess what? I mean, you have to figure out how you're going to finance the rest of that place. I mean, it might be worth it, but I guess it really just depends on what their target market is. You know how Amex has their target market, Capital One has their subprime market that they really target. I think it really just depends. And I as a matter of fact, I actually saw, let me see. Let me get to my screen. Let me do this. Is it screen share? Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. So, oops, I gotta switch this around. So put that over there. Let me screen share this real quick. I think I saw on Chase's website a while back, they were talking about get $1,000 if we don't close it fast enough. Something like that, like guaranteed. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's it. Okay, let me go to my screen share mode and see. Okay, so here it is. Mortgage. Learn more. Guaranteed fast closing, or you get $1,000. So they're saying we're committed to make your new home purchase as easy as possible. Now we also bring peace of mind with the Chase closing guarantee. We promise an on-time closing in as soon as 3 weeks, or you get 3 weeks. Holy shit, that's fast. Yeah, it sometimes takes 4 weeks. Yeah, that's pretty fast. You know, oh shit. Yeah, that is pretty quick in my opinion. So I guess get pre-qualified. I mean, I don't know. I guess I better start applying for cards right now if I'm going to be trying to get a home again here pretty soon. I mean, I'm still not sure yet because it was such a hassle to, you know, it was such a hassle. I like convenience, and you know, I'll pay for convenience. In my area where I live, it's like the houses are like millions of dollars, like $10 million. Like, you know, you imagine the property taxes, like at least 75,000 property tax. So I pay for convenience now. I got rid of the inconvenience of my home, and I now live in an apartment. And you know, I actually like it. And it's an adjustment. It took an adjustment period, but at the same time, I can call, you know, maintenance anytime something goes wrong. I don't have to worry about trying to fix it myself. I guess that was the inconvenience right there. Is like all the expenses are on you, you know. And when you're trying to run a business, when you're trying to raise a family, when you're, you know, staying far, so commuting was a big issue for me as well. It can be a hassle. So, you know, HOA is no joke. They're annoying as shit. So that's another thing I don't like dealing with. So, but then I wouldn't stay in a non-HOA community otherwise, because then, you know, the person next to you may not cut their grass, and you cut your grass every week, and then it looks like shit. So yeah, there's no way. Yeah. Anyways, companion pass. Yeah. Now I'm considering it. Now I am considering it again. So, yeah. Let's see. Any more questions, guys? I see there's 12 viewing. I have 22 likes. Did I always have 22 likes? I don't know. Let's see. So Justin, so the way in, get a Flex Perks card first, then the altitude. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to look that up because I'm not familiar with the Flex Perks card. I'm not very familiar with US Bank. Yeah, so definitely I'm gonna start, ramping up my knowledge, my game on these other card issuers for sure. Just because I want to be able to give some really good information and make sure that it's accurate. I know starting off in some of my other videos, I forget, just because most of you guys don't understand. Like, I'm looking at a camera right now, and I know that you guys are watching live, but when there's nobody actually watching and you're creating it and then you're going to edit and put it out there, like, I tend to forget things, and because now I used to try to script my videos, but it takes so long. So now it's like, I like going on the fly. And so that's just my thing now. Yeah. So if you guys have any more questions, put it in the chat. Please help a brother out. I need something to talk about. Let's see something to talk about. How about love? I messed up. It doesn't sound right. Are you kidding me? You sound like a combination of Jesus and Fergie. Probably don't, but whatever. Let's see. Yeah, so there is nothing else in the comments. So I appreciate you guys for stopping by. This was interesting. It was a nice help, though, for sure. Definitely helped me out. I'm gonna have to start doing them a lot earlier, though, for sure, just because, yeah, I'll probably do them on Saturdays. Saturday midday, college football's going on. There might be some crappy games, who knows. I usually end up watching only the night game, the primetime game, so yeah. But alright, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here. So just remember, be safe, be smart, and remember, credit is your life. And I will see you guys in the morning, because I have a video dropping at 5. So watch it, like it, share it. I need subscribers. I need them. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Peace, guys.